I'm going to be showing you guys how to make cloth ties. So this is for basically to string it and so you can tie your mess around. So I'm starting with an inch wide and about a foot in length piece of cloth. And what we're going to do to this is we're going to fold it in threes, so like this. And if you want to make it easier, you can iron this down, but I won't be doing this. You can just press it down like this and it kind of makes a fold, and you can just stitch this through with a zigzag stitch. If you do not have a zigzag stitch, you can always just take a wider cloth. This is about 1.5 inches wide, and you can fold it into fours, so one's on this side and one's on the other side, and fold it in half again, and just use a straight stitch all the way down. And one thing that I would recommend is when you're stitching it, fold it about 1/4 of an inch on the side, on both sides, just to get a more cleaner cloth tie. So we have a cloth here, which is 9 inches by 6 inches, and we want to take 2 pieces of cloth, and we're going to put the correct side facing the inside and the backs facing outside like this. And when you're stitching this, keep about a 1/4 inch margin. And so you want to stitch the cloth ties when you're stitching the outside. And there's 2 ways to do this. Either you can just put pins and kind of pin your cloth ties in the beginning, like I did this one, or what you can do is just when you're stitching, stop and add the cloth tie and then stitch over it and keep stitching and add it as you are going. So here I've already stitched on the sides, and you want to keep about 2 inches open so you can invert it. And I would recommend like keeping it open on the wider side, just so it's easier to make like pleats after you invert it. So yeah, you can invert it. So once you have it inverted, you can just kind of use the ties to kind of strengthen out the sides, and then you can find your opening and take like a pen or anything kind of slightly pointy and just poke out the sides. Sometimes that they don't completely come out, and just makes it easier. And once you're done with that, you have to start making the pleats. So what we're gonna do to make the pleats is just take about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch like this, and you're gonna use your pins and pin it down like this, once this way and once like this. So I'm just gonna pin one side just so you get an idea. So you wanna poke your pin through like this and poke it out, easy. And you do the same thing one more time here. So you wanna have 2 pleats. Yeah, so it's gonna look like this once you're all done with the pleats and the pins. And what you're gonna do with this is just take it through the machine and stitch it on the side as close to the margin as you can. This just helps seal the open side that we kept. The final product. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was insightful.